In today's eMoney tip of the week, I'm going to talk to you about how to create the techniques to illustrate a Roth conversion. This is one of the most requested topics I get from advisors. Greg, how do I illustrate a Roth conversion? And just like a lot of things in eMoney, there's multiple ways to illustrate this. I'm going to show you how we illustrate it on our team. So we're going to start out with our sample clients here, Pam and Jim Helper. So we're going to go under basic facts, and I always like to spend as much time as possible in basic facts so we get used to that environment, so we're in front of clients, it makes sense. You can always go into advanced facts to do this, but I highly encourage you. You can go check out my other eMoney tip of the weeks and why we use base facts. But we're going to start with this client, and we're going to see that Jim has a 401k and Pam has a 401k. So we're going to show in this illustration taking Pam's 401k and converting part of it. So we're going to go in and we're going to go under plans, and then we're going to go under a new one. Now I always use alternatives, and you can always look up my eMoney tip of the week and why I use alternatives. For this one, I'm going to click on the one that says eMoney tip of the week, since this is my sample client. I like to play in around a lot. So the first thing we're going to do with this client is we're going to want to, first I'm just clicking off if you wonder what I'm doing there. We're going to want to create a Roth IRA. They don't have a Roth IRA right now. If your client already has a Roth IRA, you can skip this part of the steps. So we're going to add new, and we're going to go to investment, and we're going to choose the sub one for Roth IRA. Now you can call this many things. I'll have people call this Roth IRA shell account. Roth IRA 1 is what's in there. But for this illustration, we're going to put Roth IRA open for conversion. Again, I like to keep it simple. I like to see if I see it on there, I know what it is. But also, I'm going to typically put a 1 here. I'm going to come in and put that 1 in later just to show you what it is. Total value, I'm going to leave to 0. Start indexing, I'm going to put immediately. Now, we typically like to put in the assets for a client, and we like to put in a rate. This is a younger client, so I'm just going to override that. I'm going to go with growth, and I'm going to go with balanced in retirement. Now, again, you could go and put some position here. You can put $1 and put a fund in here and have it invest in there. But for this illustration, to make it really simple for what you're trying to illustrate for a client, we don't want to get in the weeds. This is about having a client make a decision. That's why it's called Decision Center. So give them enough information to be able to make a informed decision. So the owner of this one is going to be Pam, because we're looking at this for Pam, and her primary beneficiary is going to be Jim. You can go up here to beneficiaries. You can create more beneficiaries, especially if you're doing this Roth conversion, to show a client why this might impact their estate. In this situation, we're showing them saving for retirement. So we have this in here. We're going to hit done. You can always hit save, and it will keep this up here. Done will just save it and exit out to the rest of it. And you can always click here to duplicate this if you want to do one for the husband as well. So now we have that in there. So we have the Roth IRA open for conversions. And now we want to actually show making the transfer. So we're going to click here to add new, and we're going to go to transfer. We're going to go to add fact. And we're going to put in here Roth conversion. Now you'll see I have Roth conversion till 65. I have clients that we're looking at doing Roth conversions multiple times. So, we're not going to transfer full value. We're just going to do this one for $25,000 just to illustrate what this looks like. We're going to go from her 401k, and we're going to move that into a Roth conversion, a Roth IRA open for conversion. We're going to start this. I'm just, for this illustration, make this really simple. We're going to do this in 2023. I'm making this video in 2022 as a reference point, and we're going to go duration 1 year. Now, again, you could do this, and you could go every year till they retire. You could do this for a duration of multiple years. A lot of times I want to show the taxable impact for clients, so we're going to do 10 or 12 of these. So for this situation, we're just going to convert a portion of the Roth IRA. You don't have to mess with anything else in here. We're going to hit save on this. Now, again, I could have put these when I was naming them there, but I just want to show another way of doing this. You can click rename here. When I go to rename here, I like to do this. So you'll see there's ones in here from another thing I did in another eMoney tip of the week. We're going to go to Roth conversion, and I'm going to put 2 here. And Roth IRA open for conversion, I'm going to put 2 here. Why I'm doing that just helps me know as an advisor when I'm building out multiple techniques that need to be turned on at the same time. I want to put that there to remind myself. So I'm going to turn these off, and I'm going to hop into here. So we're going to go to plans. We're going to go to the eMoney tip of the week, and I'm going to click here on Decision Center. You can also go to Decision Center and click on that. Now when I get in here and I see these ones, we can see that 2 are here. By the way, you could also have done that in here. And what I like about when you do it in here is we could actually move these around. So I might want to move these up to the top, because if this is the conversation I'm going to have, I want to focus on that. Now you could create this, if you build everything in alternatives like I always recommend. Again, I have another eMoney tip of the week. You can create a scenario called Roth conversion, move to the top, and maybe you leave this one at the bottom. But you'll notice these 2s are in here because this helps me. So when I'm having a conversation with a client, you'll see everything's off in here. I want to go to Monte Carlo. I want to go to Monte Carlo summary, and I'll say, Mr. and Mrs. Client, you're at 86% the way things currently are. If we do a Roth conversion, does that move the needle? Right? Does this actually make it so that it moves the needle? Does it go up 1%? And you'll see it does. It's a younger couple. Because of the compounding, it actually makes sense based upon all the assumptions we made for this particular client to go ahead and do that conversion. So that's a quick and easy way that you can talk to a client. You can also set this up, and I'll have another eMoney tip of the week where I talk about investing in traditional versus a Roth. Say if it's in a 401k, which option should we use? Illustrate that, but you can see very quickly inside of here. But I do want to give you just a bonus when you're having this conversation. You can always go into reports and see how this is working. So a lot of times I have questions like, Greg, is it charging the client a penalty? Should I do this? If you go under this and you'll click under ledger under tax events. Now I would never recommend looking at this to the client. This is just so you can see. You're not going to see this. We did this the second year. So the first year would be 2022. Again, this video is being filmed in 2022. So we went to 2023. What you can see here is we go down here, and does the Roth conversion go through inside of this? This is based facts. We don't see it. So let's go to our eMoney. And remember, we have this clicked on in the other one. So we're going to click on eMoney tip of the week. And you can compare these side by side just for the sake of this. I want you to see this again. We're in 2023. We see 25,568. Why? Because we indexed that out. If you remember, we clicked on there, and there's that 25,000, and that's moving. And so we can see that investment income, 25,000. If we were to go to assets, and we'll go down here and we can see down to the Pam's 401k, you're going to see this Roth conversion. We're taking 25,568, and you can see we're putting 25,568 inside there. We can also come under income tax and see how this impacts their income tax. So again, we can go down to 2023, see this little bit of a bump, 269 to 303. What is causing that? So you can click here on the gross total income, and you can come down here and see earned income versus investment income. That's the investment income of the Roth conversion. So there's multiple ways to show this. You can also go under cash flow and look at this. You can compare them side by side, but you can see that impact. And again, you can do these over a couple years. But the way we really like to illustrate this at the end of the day, let's not get granular. That cash flow report's for getting granular. Let's help them make an informed decision. Let's go into Decision Center. Does this move the needle? Is it worth your time to do? Is it going to make you more successful in achieving your goals? And you can see this particular client, it makes sense to make a Roth conversion. We hope this tip helped educate and empower you to do more plans for your clients so that you can impact more lives through financial planning. If you have some great tips we don't know about, we'd love to hear about them. If you have a better way of doing what we just showed you, we'd love to hear about that, because we are a noble profession, and together we can elevate the profession.